答えたみたいだな。真ん中は私が遠慮なくいただくとし。
Oh, he's in the same group as them. Hi everyone, my name is Mimi and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be reacting to Classroom of the Elite, Season 3, Episode 1, The Strongest Principle of Growth Lies in the Human Choice. Last episode, he fully cemented Karuizawa's trust in him. He's enlisted Ryuen's cooperation, I guess. And then at the end of the episode, you have Sakayanagi approaching him and basically challenging him and telling him that she was gonna bring him down, basically. And that's where the episode ended. So before we get into this one, if you guys like my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/feelingmini. And now let's start this episode, and here we go. Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comments in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review. Oh, that's gonna be a new opening. I'm always excited for new openings.
大浴場は天然温泉って話だよ。マジかよ。なあ、温泉って。
あなたの声も大きすぎるわよ、須藤君。
すまねえ、鈴ね。
Looking at Ayanokoji? Of course.
これからお前たち D クラスの生徒は
Why are you smiling like that?
もう C クラスだったな。
Oh, but they're gonna be coming back down, right? Ayanokoji did say that they were gonna make it to Class C, but then they're gonna come back to Class D, and that he was gonna expel Kushida.
今回の特別試験は合宿を通して主に精神面での成長を図る試験だ。
その名の通り、学年別男女別に必ず複数クラスの混合によっていくつかの小グループを作り、そして試験の合否を決めるのが最終日に行われる4つのテスト。
Of course.
テストでボーダーに届かなかったグループの責任者、そして責任者が指名した一人は退学になってしまう。
Is he gonna use this test to expel Kushida?
けど、どうやって相談するの？夕食時以外は男女別々なんでしょ？
これもこの後回収されるしな。
The phones? Okay.
いいわ。ただ、自分で言うことではないのだけれど、私は相談相手としては適任じゃない性格をしていると思う。
It's gonna go to Kushida.
だから櫛田さん、あなたにサブリーダーをお願いしたいの。私なんかでよければ協力させてもらうよ。
His face. Oh no, it always makes me smile.
A クラスはすでに何か手を打っているみたいだな。
してチェック用紙にサインしろ。
What did he send it? What did he tell her?
俺一人でクラス全体を保護するのはまず無理だ。守るべき対象は絞っておく必要がある。あいつと一緒のグループはな。C クラスの暴君は自らその座を降りた。
So cool.
グループが決まったら一つ勝負をしませんか？
冗談はやめてください。
Isn't that the current student council president?
卒業していなくなる前にあなたを超えることができたかどうか試したいんすよ。何をもって勝負とするつもりだ。どちらのグループがより高い平均点を取れるか。シンプルでしょ。ただし他の生徒を巻き込むな。差しの勝負ってことですね。それでいいっすよ。
I don't think this guy is honorable.
兄さんがあんな勝負を受けるなんて。
そう、南雲みやび。よほど自信があるようだ。
Uh-huh.
随分と狭いな。ここで9人も一緒に寝泊まりするのか。
ま、仲良くやろう。
Wait, he's in the same class as Ryuen's bodyguard?
このグループの責任者になったからって偉そうに。
よほどあれが答えたみたいだな。
真ん中は私が遠慮なくいただくとし。
Oh, he's in the same group as them.
話し合いっつっただろ高円寺。ここがマイベストポジションなのだよ。と頼んだなこりゃ。
Wait, isn't that class A's?
言わなくてもわかるだろ、橋本。同じ A クラスだがお前のことは。
Uh-huh, okay. He's close to the queen.
他グループとは違うあぶれ者の寄せ集め。結束を高めるどころじゃないな。珍しく疲れてるみたいだな、一ノ瀬。
あ、綾小路くん、大丈夫。私も元気だけが取り柄だからさ。そういえば、学校側の作為を感じるよね。
作為？
うん。明らかに情報共有とか指示のために用意したフィールド。
ここで強いのはコミュニケーション能力に長け信頼されている生徒だ。
で、強引に同じグループに入ったのは私を監視するため？
Nope.
そういう目的があったことは否定しないわ。だったらいい加減無駄だって理解してもらえないかな。
Nope.
私は何があってもあなたの過去を他言しない。ビスジにナイフをあてがわれて傷つけないから協力してって言われて素直に従える？協力してもらえればクラスの助けになる。もっと周囲から感謝。知ったような口調が私を苛立たせるってわかんないかな。私か堀北さんどちらかがこの学校からいなくならない限りこの話は平行線だよ。
Well, if anyone is leaving, it's gonna be you.
兄さんのように。
And the overseer of all things.
だよ。
集合に誰か一人でも欠けてたら減点対象だぞ。
いやー、おはよう諸君。いつまでも調子乗ってんじゃねえぞ。私に構うよりも早く集合場所に向かうべきじゃないかな。応答だこら。
揉めるのは後にしてくれ。
うるせえ。
に落ちるんだろ
んだと。ちょっと冷静になろうや。喧嘩で備品が壊れたら責任問題。メガネ君、名前なんだっけ？
雪村だ。
そう、雪村君の言うように時間がない。少し寿命が伸びたな、高円寺。いやよ。
You're not gonna be able to execute him if that's what you're thinking.
ほら、集合だ、集合。
It feels like he's not really being a leader.
側近といったところか。優れたリーダーシップだ。短時間とはいえ姿勢や作法は厳格にチェックされる。
Oh, that's I was about to call her Hiyori, but I'm sure if that's her name. The one with the blue hair that Ayanokoji found in the library.
緊
Ina?
張してると余計疲れちゃいますよね。みーちゃんって呼んでほしいな。みんなにそう呼ばれてるし。うん。よろしくね、みーちゃん。よろしく。
What class is she from? Isn't Sheena from what was it? Super classy.
大丈夫か？
ええ、心配いりません。
行くけど。
ええ、ど どうぞお気になさらず。
大丈夫か？
ご心配には及びません。
後で山内には言っておく。
たかだか一度転ばされただけ。
Something's gonna happen to him, right? The Yamauchi.
あなたを潰すと宣言したことですが、後回しになりそうです。先に B クラスを潰すことにしましたので、彼女が大量のプライベートポイントを保有しているのも、おそらくはクラスの金庫番のような役割を任されているから。
一ノ瀬がポイントを使い込むとは思えないけどな。
ですがどんな人間にも表と裏がありますから。
Ichinose did say at one point during the dinner where it looked like she was a little drunk or whatever, or tired or whatever, that if you have a certain amount of points, you can buy your way to Class A.
拾われたらどうするわけ？
お前ならそんなヘマはしないだろう。今から伝える人物たちを監視してほしい。
大変そうだけどやってみる。
しかし今回の試験は荒れるかもしれないな。
Oh, is she supposed to be watching? Who left that there?
俺はこれまで特別試験ではルールの穴をついた何らかの手を打ってきた。体育祭ではあえて目立つ行動をとり、
Ah,
だが今回は
what? There's nothing you can do? There's no loopholes in the rules? What are you meaning?
あんたが俺に接触してくるなんてな。
奴はすでに2年全体を掌握している。
それで俺にどうしろと？
お前には貸しがあったはずだ。
Wasn't the favor to help?
取り決め通り南雲に対抗してもらう。鈴音を生徒会に入れて今まで通りお前が裏で指示を出せばいい。
俺は上級生に関する情報をほとんど持っていないぞ。
情報提供者を紹介しよう。副会長に就任した南雲に従っているが俺の協力者だ。
Are we sure?
言っておくが綾小路、俺はお前の力をかなり疑っている。
Who do you think you're speaking to? This music.
南雲はその支配力でこの学校の根底を覆そうとしている。
なるほど。ところで第三者を巻き込まないという約束を南雲が保護。
I don't believe that for a second.
確かに南雲は手段を選ばない。
See?
しかし一度した約束を破ったことは一度もない。
But that doesn't mean other people won't break that promise on his behalf, right?
負けるかもな。堀北学は。
Intro. I feel like there's a lot going on in this intro. The way they're positioning people, and I don't know. I was wondering, I'm like, I don't play chess. I believe it was a chessboard. I think checkers is the one that's like the black and white squares or something or other, and then chess is the one where you have the kings and the queens and the pawns and all those things. I think. I'm not totally sure how the game. Well, I'm not totally sure how the game is played, but I know that like all the that certain pieces move a certain way. You know, like you have. I think it's the queen. The queen can go diagonally like this or diagonally like this. I think the king is like one square, just like all around. I don't know, whatever. Either way, still. The reason I'm mentioning that is because at one point in the intro, they showed Sakayanagi sitting on a particular piece, and then they showed Ayanokoji is back on like leading against another piece, and I'm wondering, okay, which pieces are each both being sort of like close to or whatever, and what does that mean when it comes to the game of chess? I feel like there are some symbolisms in this. Um, the intro, even at one point, they will show a certain a card, and then they'll flip the card over, and then they'll show a character, and I'm wondering if like what does that card have to do with that character? I don't know, but I'm not gonna dissect that whole thing. I'm just gonna enjoy the intro. So yeah, we are embarking on another special test where, first of all, Class D is now Class C. Okay. But then, like I said, Ayanokoji knew that was gonna happen, and then he also said that they were gonna come back down to D, and that he was gonna have Kushida expelled. And I'm wondering if this test is gonna be what's gonna help him do that. But then again, he's like, this test is different than all the other tests, that he's always been able to exploit a loophole in those texts in order to do stuff, and then they showed us what he's done during the previous test. I think he said that race that he had with Manabu, that he did that intentionally to draw attention to himself. And I'm trying to remember why he wanted to draw attention to himself. Why? I'm not sure. But in this particular one, it's like, I think he's limited in the way he can do things. And before the class got to the place where they were supposed to be conducting this test, but they got there. And he sent a message, a test, whatever, to, what's her name again? Okay, I guess. I'm trying to remember the other name that I usually call her, whatever. To K, sent a text or a message to her, and I'm like, okay, what did you tell her? And then I don't know what he told her, but later in the episode, he dropped some kind of paper when they were all together, like in the dining hall, I guess. And then I think that paper is just to let her know that they need to meet up at some point or other. And then he told her to keep an eye on a certain amount of people. And I'm like, okay, who is she supposed to be keeping eyes on? I don't know. But I'm sure they're going to reveal that to us later in the season. Now, the test, they were supposed to be mixing up with other classes and then form groups based on gender. So you have the girl groups and then you have boy groups. And the only way that the boys and the girls will be mixing up is during dinner time or lunchtime, whatever, when they're eating together in the hall. And they were like, okay, during this test, there's gonna be like, during this special exam or whatever, there's gonna be 4 texts at the end of the last day or something or other that they're gonna have to do, and that there's a borderline, and if a group's overall score is below that borderline, then the leader and, is it the sub leader, are gonna be expelled. I think that's what they said. I'm not totally sure. Which is why when after Suzune picked Kushida to be her sub leader, and then remembering what Ayanokoji said about getting rid of her, then I'm like, okay, since it's like a sub leader or leader that are supposed to be expelled, is that how he's gonna be able to expel Kushida? But then if that's the case, then No, that's different. That's completely different. Because that's just like when it comes to the girls, when they have a problem that they can talk to both Kushida and Suzune to try to resolve things. I think that's what it is. It's not okay. I'm completely wrong about that. But either way, they have those groups like that, and they're supposed to be living together in one room and coexisting and all of that. And I'm wondering which group Ryuen is part of because they showed him all by himself there because no one wanted to have anything to do with him. And they didn't show us whose group he wanted up being part of. So I wonder about that. Now, Hanokoji's group is interesting because you have Koenji in there. Y'all, you guys saw my reaction when I heard his voice, and I'm like, "What? Koenji and Ayanokoji in one group together? Well, that's gonna be interesting." And then you have Ryuen's underlings, those the one that speaks English, and then that one that was like hot-headed and wanted to punch Koenji at one point. They're also in there. You have Sakayanagi's right hand man in there. You have what was his name? The other faction in Class A. What was the leader again? You have one of these men in there as well. Kasuragi. Kasuragi's men also in there. I don't know, just that mismatch of people in his group. I'm like, that's gonna be interesting. Especially when they woke them up and they were like, "Wait, where's Koenji?" Koenji shows up and that dude was getting upset. And you have the guy with the glasses from our class. I'm forgetting his name. Yukimura? I think his name is Yukimura. He's supposedly the leader of the group, right? But he's not able to calm the situation down. And then you have Saka and then you have Sakayanagi's right hand man be the one to defuse the situation. And you see Yukimura being sort of upset with himself. And I feel like he's upset because as the leader, he's supposed to be the one to resolve things. But he's not really able to. It was Sakayanagi's right hand man that did it. So that group's gonna be interesting. I feel like there's a whole lot of things going on this episode. Okay. What was this name? Miyabi, Nagumo Miyabi, the new president of the student council, challenging Manabu to a duel, I guess, where whichever groups they're part of, the one that has the greater score, I guess, is the winner. And he's saying that he wanted to test his abilities, I guess, against Manabu before he graduates, so that he can show that he's better than Manabu, something or other. And Manabu's like, okay, but you're not gonna involve anybody else in this. And the guy is like, okay. But I'm like, no, the dude's face, his smile and everything, I'm like, I don't trust you. So even though he said okay, I'm like, nah, you're gonna be doing some kind of underhanded things. So when Manabu called Ayanokoji and then they met up, and Ayanokoji asked him, okay, is that dude gonna be sticking to his promise? And then Manabu's response is the guy does underhanded things, but he usually like he keeps to his promises. I'm like, okay, he may have said that, but then again, Manabu also said that he has the second years completely in his hands. So if the second years decided to do something, I don't know, I don't fully trust this person. So and the reason why Manabu called Ayanokoji is like, I need you to help Suzune. Well, he needs him to take out what's his name, Miyabi. Yeah, he needs him to take out Miyabi. And then Miyabi is there to sort of like overturn the whole system of the school or something or other like that. And he wants him to help Suzune be part of the student president council and basically be the puppeteer of Suzune in that class. In the council. And then Ayanokoji is like, I don't really know anything about the upperclassmen. And that's when he brought in his spy, I guess, in the council. And that he knows he's gonna be his informant and whatnot. And then the dude shows up and he's like, I don't fully trust your abilities. And I'm like, oh boy, don't be doubting Ayanokoji, okay? Don't be doubting him. And then he's like, but I'm gonna follow Manabu's instructions and whatnot. And then when they left, Ayanokoji is like, Manabu might lose this one. So I don't know what he saw, but the way Ayanokoji is seeing things for now, it's like, nah, this guy might lose. So we'll see. There was that point in the episode where Sakayanagi was walking by, I forgot those two names, and then one of the guy, Yamauchi, I think is his name, tripped Sakayanagi, and she fell. She had a dark look on her face, but then she's like, no, nothing happened. Don't concern yourself with me or something or other like that. And then as she walked away, Ayanokoji's there, and she's like, no, don't worry about it. I don't know. There was something she said that in my mind, I felt like when she said that, it's like, nobody trips me. If you do, there are going to be consequences. That kind of feeling, that's what I got from it. So when she said that, I'm like, something's going to happen to a Yamauchi. I don't know if it will or not, but that's just how I felt. Just because he tripped her. But whether that happens or not, we'll see. But then she tells Ayanokoji that she's told him that she was going to take him down, but she's going to have to put that to the side for now. And that she was focused on Class B, especially Ichinose. And then she said that the reason why Class B is so strong is because of their trust in Ichinose. And that she has way too many class points. And the reason why she has those class points or personal points, either way, she has a whole lot of points. And the reason why she has those is because the people in her class are giving her their points. She's sort of like a bank where they are putting their points with her. And then Ayanokoji said that she's not going to use those points. And I'm like, I don't know. Sakayanagi said that everyone has a light and a dark side. In the previous episode, we saw when they were Ayanokoji's group, they were at a table, and then they're seeing Ichinose. Were they at a table? I don't know, but one of them was like, he or she doesn't fully trust Ichinose because she's too perfect. And then you have a scene in a previous episode, I think it was during the first survival test, the test that came after that when they were on the ship. I think it was during that or after that she was having some kind of discussion with somebody, and then she was telling that person, if that person knew that you can buy your way with enough points, you can buy your way to Class A. And I'm like, is she cultivating this trust with all these people so that they can give her points? And once once she reaches the needed amount of points, she's gonna use that to buy her way to Class A. That's something that's in my mind. No, Suzune and Kushida also had a talk where Kushida. I keep doing this. Excuse me. Suzune is trying to convince Kushida to work with her, to trust her, because Kushida is smart, and if she was to use her intelligence and whatnot for the benefit of the class, then they can all make it to Class A. And Kushida's like, nah, we're not gonna agree on this unless one of us leaves. And I'm like, okay, if anyone is leaving, it's gonna be, it won't be Suzune. At least I don't think it will be. But okay, I guess we'll see where that goes. What else happens? I don't know, I may have missed something, but this season is gonna be interesting. They're setting up like many things. They're setting up Sakayanagi destroying Class B. They're setting up the duel between Manabu and Miyabi. They're setting up Ayanokoji taking down Miyabi. They're setting up Ayanokoji helping Suzune go to become part of the student council. So it's like there's a lot of things going on, and I'm looking forward to it. So thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to the second episode, the link is going to be in the pinned comment, so you can just click on it and you can watch it right now, and you can also catch up to our previous Classroom of the Elite reactions. There's a playlist in the comment as well. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Channel action rising. Yeah, we're waiting for the punchline. There's no use for your gimmicks, so check this.